Well, that was nice to see. That was a nice little offensive outburst there to prevent a sweep and to split this little two-game set against the Toronto Blue Jays. The Phillies crushed Toronto by a score of 9-4. They come back down from a 4-2 deficit. Aaron Nola struggling, with the pitch count once again. So this is 2 starts in a row for Aaron Nola where his pitch count gets high and he can't get past the 5th inning. But thankfully, Rob Thompson did not send him out there for a 6th inning of work. He actually, I guess let him go off on a positive note after getting a shutdown inning in the bottom of the 5th. So I guess I'll just take it there. But Aaron Nola, in my opinion, was not good today. And that's basically the only negative that I'm going to have on this Phillies game is Aaron Nola, because I thought, once again, he wasn't good enough. But the offense was good enough. The offense was definitely very good enough. Lots of extra base hits, lots of hard contact, 3 home runs in the game once again. Bryce Harper finding his power. He has 2 home runs in this game, and both of the balls were absolutely crushed. And I mean crushed. Kyle Schwarber did something productive with a sac fly. I think everybody in the lineup besides Rojas and Schwarber had a hit, and even those 2 guys still did something productive. Schwarber with the sac fly, Rojas with a sacrifice bunt, and then the rest of the lineup did their thing. Alec Bowman gets a nice little RBI hit, Jake Cave with a home run, Trey Turner gets a hit, Nick Castellanos gets a couple of doubles, JT gets a double. So everyone in the lineup today did their share of work. And the bullpen today, too. Matt Strahm with 2 huge innings. And we all know how I feel about using Matt Strahm for 2 innings in a row because it's barely worked this year. And it works out today. It works out today. Matt Strahm did look very good out there on the mound. Craig Kimbrell was absolutely electric. Electric in the bottom of the 8th inning because Rob Thompson decided to use him against the heart of the Blue Jays lineup with, Vladdy, George Springer up there. And it made sense. Throwing 97-mile-an-hour heat past Vladdy and Springer to strike them out. And then a little bit of Bryson Stott gold glove action after Bryce Harper boots a little bit of a grounder to first base. Stott with a fantastic recovery, and credit to Craig Kimbrell for running the first base in the process. Take notes, pitchers. Take notes, kids. If you want to play baseball, if you want to be a pitcher, run the first base. When there's a ground ball, run the first base. You got to do it. You got to be aware of the situation. Craig Kimbrell was aware. Bryson Stott had the back of Bryce Harper, and it turned into a nice bang-bang play to end off an easy inning for Craig Kimbrell. Nice. It's, a good win. A good win. You bounce back from yesterday when the offense looked absolutely anemic, and the offense over the course of the losing streak was very anemic. They scored 2 runs in a 3-game span. They only had 4 hits yesterday. Today, you come out against Kevin Gausman, who you notoriously struggle against, in his past, few times he's faced you. 0 earned runs in his last 3 starts against you. And you come out there, he doesn't have his best stuff, and you take advantage of it. That's what you should do. You go out there against a good pitcher and a good team, and you hit the good pitcher. That's what this offense can do. And it kind of annoyed me that, I hated using the excuse constantly over the past couple of games that, they're just going up against a good pitcher. They're just going up against a good pitcher. You can't always use that excuse because eventually, with how talented this lineup is, you should be able to hit good pitching. And they did it today. They did it today. And that's the most important thing. You also took advantage of the Giants losing and also took advantage of the Marlins losing. So you got your little bit of a breathing room back there in the first wild card spot, which is nice. You got the off day tomorrow. You go on the road again to face the Washington Nationals this weekend. I believe they won the series against the Boston Red Sox, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm not mistaken, I know they're winning right as of that last saw, but they could have won. If I'm not mistaken, I think they did. If I'm looking at the Nationals right. I don't know why I'm focusing on the Washington Nationals. That shouldn't be, the mainstay there. But yes, the Washington Nationals, I believe, did win the game against the Red Sox. I don't think they won the series, though. So I think they just won today. They won the rubber match tonight against Boston. So you face Washington again this weekend after winning 3 of 4 last week. Just continue doing what you're doing against that team. Go win a series. Go win a series. Winning series is the most important thing you can do at this time of the year. Win series. I'm not going to demand sweeps because sweeps are hard in general. Just go, win 2 out of 3, win 3 out of 4, whatever you got to do. I'm not the biggest fan of splitting against Toronto, but with the way the offense was the past 3 games, I'll take this in a heartbeat. I will take this in a heartbeat. Even some luck, too. Bryson Stott with a couple of guys on base, grounds 1 to 3rd. Nick Castellanos running from second to third base. I don't know if he said something to the third baseman, but I guess he threw him off just a little bit to where Vladdy can't scoop. The bad throw over at first base gets by him, and a run scores because of it. So, Phillies get some luck. I'll take some luck. I'll take scoring runs any way possible. I'll take it any chance I can get, and I'll run away with it. That's what I'll do. That's exactly what I'll do. So let's go over this game, why don't we? The Phillies are the ones that actually get on the board first. Top of the second inning, a good old bases loaded with 0 outs, and you score 1 run. Castellanos leads off with a double. Bryson Stott doubles, but wasn't able to score Castellanos because the left fielder for the Toronto Blue Jays made it look weird, made it look like he was going to catch it initially, but then it went off the wall, so I guess Castellanos wasn't able to read it well enough. And also, Merrifield out there in left field was playing a lot of balls off the wall very well today, so I guess that contributed into it. You just didn't want to run yourself into a stupid situation, so it is what it is at this point. Trey Turner works a walk. JT strikes out in a terrible at-bat. And then Jake Cave manages to get a sac fly, scores Castellanos at the 1-0 lead, but then Johan Rojas grounds out to end the inning. So only 1 run there. And then, of course, Aaron Nola gives up the lead instantly. After he looked very good in the first inning, just completely hit a wall the rest of the game. Leadoff single to Biggio, gets Kirk to fly out. And then during this process, the Phillies broadcast, the video feed, was on the fritz. It was constantly going in and out, and the fucking broadcast today was terrible. I don't know what the hell the cameraman was doing, but every goddamn fly ball was just a goddamn adventure with the camera. He was either off center, he wasn't tracking the ball well, I couldn't tell where the ball was. Like, seriously, there were some hits today where I was like, where the fuck's the ball? Is the cameraman even tracking this shit? And there'll definitely be an example on one of the next runs the Phillies score when I get to that. But, during all this, video feed going in and out, and you only hearing the audio from the Phillies broadcast, of course, Dalton Varsho, who's fouling off a ton of pitches, eventually homers on a 3-2 count and gives Toronto the lead, 2-1. Nola ends up striking out the last 2 batters of the inning, but still, the damage is done. Go to the top of the third. 2 outs, Bryce Harper on, and incoming once again the bad camera angles. First of all, we see the pitch behind the catcher. It's not even like in a normal broadcast view, we're seeing the pitch behind the catcher. Bryce Harper golfs it, dead center field. Even the camera job for tracking the ball wasn't even that good, but the ball carry, out of the ballpark. Out of the ballpark. Bryce Harper ties it up, 2 apiece. And once again, Aaron Nola struggles for a shutdown inning here. Leadoff ground out, though, so 1 out. But then he walks Brandon Belt, allows Vladdy to single, so first and second. George Springer grounds into a fielder's choice. Phillies could not turn the double play in this scenario, so it is 2 outs for Biggio. Gets into an 0-2 count. For some reason, Aaron Nola is overly worried about Springer over at first base when he has 2 outs on the board. Don't even worry about the runner at first. Just get the guy in front of you out. The guy at the plate, in the batter's box, worry about getting that guy out with 2 outs. Gets it to an 0-2 count, RBI single, scores 2 runs because Springer eventually did steal second base. So, Aaron Nola, I don't know what the hell the pitch call was there. 0-2 count, yeah, let's throw it right down the middle. Right down the middle of the plate. 4-2 lead for Toronto. And I wasn't feeling good there. I wasn't feeling good. Only 2 runs on the board at the time. Aaron Nola struggling. Seems like it's going to be a very long day. It turned out being a very long day for the Toronto Blue Jays. I'll tell you what. Top of the 5th inning, Schwarber walks with 1 out. Harper walks with 2 outs. Nick Castellanos with a huge double crushes the ball off the left field wall. Scores Schwarber. It becomes a 4-3 game. And then Bryson Stott, with that throwing error, allows a couple of runs to score. So thank you, third baseman, for the throwing error, and Vladdy for not being able to scoop it up. 2-run score on the play. 5-4 Phillies lead. Good heads-up running by Nick Castellanos as well. And a shutdown inning from Nola in the 5th. How do you do? What do you know? Leadoff strikeout. He does walk Vladdy, but he manages to end the inning because striking out Springer, and also because Vladdy was trying to steal second base. A little bit of catcher's interference there on George Springer. Ends the inning, becomes a double play, and Nola gets the shutdown. And his night is done. Done. Finito. Over. I was telling myself, Rob, don't bring him back out there for the 6th inning. And thankfully, Rob listened to me, because this was a very long inning, actually, in the top of the 6th. JT leads off with a double. Cave reaches in on an infield single. Rojas with a sacrifice bunt to move Cave over the second base, so he gets 2nd and 3rd for Kyle Schwarber. In comes the bullpen for the Blue Jays. Lefty on the mound to face Schwarber. First pitch, sacrifice fly. Becomes a 6-4 Phillies lead, and then Alec Boehm on the very next pitch. Single, RBI. 7-4 Phillies. Bryce Harper follows it up with another single, so this bullpen guy for the Blue Jays only threw 3 pitches, allowed a sac fly and 2 singles, and his night was done. Went back to the dugout. Manager yanked him. Only on 3 pitches. A nice day at the office, if I do say so myself. Nice, easy, simple day at the office, even though I allowed a couple of runs. And then Castellanos strikes out on the next bullpen guy to come into the game. Matt Strahm comes in for the bottom of the 6th. After a 1-out single, gets the job done very easily. Phillies go down 1-2-3 in the top of the 7th. Strahm with a 1-2-3 bottom of the 7th as well. So good 2 innings there from Matthew Strahm. Phillies in the top of the 8th. Jake Cave, leadoff bomb, absolutely crushed it. 9-4 Phillies. And then you go to Craig Kimbrell in the bottom of the 8th. 2 electric strikeouts of Vladdy and George Springer, and then that great play by Bryson Stott to end off the inning. Bryce Harper leadoff shot in the top of the 9th, absolutely crushed the ball on a hanging pitch. Becomes 9-4 Phillies, and then Gregory Soto is out there to finish the job in the bottom of the 9th. 1-2-3. Nice shit there from the Phillies bullpen and the offense. Really picked it up for Nola, who was, in my opinion, not good. I'll give him credit for the shutdown bottom of the 5th inning. More credit to George Springer for, the catcher's interference. But I'll give credit to Nola there for getting that shutdown, because it was desperately needed. Because we didn't want another situation where the opposing team took the lead or tied the ball game up directly after you scored. Didn't want to see that. Offense today, the lineup-wise, 0-for-3 for Kyle Schwarber with a sacrifice fly and a walk, 2 strikeouts. Alec Boehm 1-for-5 with an RBI. Bryce Harper, fantastic day at the plate. He went 3-for-4, 2 solo shots and a walk. Nick Castellanos, a fantastic day at the plate. He had 2 doubles, so he went 2-for-5 with an RBI. Bryson Stott 1-for-5. He also reached in on that, fielder's, error there by the Toronto third baseman. Sadly, he doesn't get the RBIs for that. And then Trey Turner goes 1-for-4. JT goes 1-for-4. Jake Cave goes 2-for-3 with a sacrifice fly, so 2 RBIs on the day for him. And then Johan Rojas goes 0-for-3 with a sacrifice bunt. Phillies actually got hits with runners in scoring position. 4-for-8 there after going 0-for-14, or was it like 0-for-18 in the past 3 games? So that's nice. That's nice to see. Pitching-wise, Nola, not good in my opinion. 5 innings, 4 hits, 4 earned runs, 4 walks, 7 strikeouts on 92 pitches. This is just who Nola is this year. This is just who he is. There's no explanation to it. This is just who he is this year. Would I trust him in a huge situation for a playoff game? No. I know I said a couple of days ago I would probably start Nola over Taijuan Walker in a playoff game situation. Honestly, I'm probably retracting that now, because I do not trust Nola whatsoever. I just don't. Matt Strahm, 2 innings, 1 hit, and 1 strikeout on 31 pitches. Craig Kimbrell, 9 pitches, 2 strikeouts. And Gregory Soto, 11 pitches, 1 strikeout for the 9th inning. Great stuff by the bullpen. Great stuff by the offense. Ends the 3-game losing streak. And you put 9 runs on the board. That's always nice to see. It's always nice to see. Can't ask for more there. You end off your losing streak after the offense was really bad the past 3 games, and your offense comes out guns a-blazing, backing up your starting pitcher, and your bullpen gets the job done. And you made some nice defensive plays as well. Johan Rojas had an amazing diving catch in center field earlier on in the ballgame. Absolutely spectacular. And then Bryson Stott deserves a gold glove, in my opinion, with that play that he made to end off the 8th inning. Fantastic. Fantastic. You know, Rojas, with the way he plays in center field, man, it's a whole different level of defense that he provides. His WAR alone gets, you know, bumps up just because of how good his defense is. Like, we all knew down in the prospect system that he was, you know, a great glove and a great outfielder. His bat has been a much surprise, too. He was hitting good down in the minor leagues this year, but notoriously over, you know, the course of his development, he was not a good hitter. But, you know, he turned a stride this year in the minor leagues, and he has been a major surprise. And I like me some Johan Rojas. Wish he could bunt a little better, though. Even though he was known for bunting, too, down in the minors. He was a good bunter. But ever since he's been called up, he's not been a good bunter. Not going to judge, though. Not going to judge. Still, I like me some Johan Rojas. I do. Also, now looking at the wildcard standings after you took advantage of a couple of teams losing today, which was desperately needed. The Giants lost. The Marlins lost. I don't think the Cubs did. I think the Cubs won. No, they're currently losing to the White Sox right now in the bottom of the ninth, but they do have a couple of runners on base in that bottom of the ninth, so they could possibly win that game. But you're back to 2 games above the San Francisco Giants in the first wildcard position. You're 3.5 games above the Miami Marlins, 3.5 games above the Reds, 4 games above the Cubs, and then, you know, so on and so forth with the Diamondbacks. They've been playing a lot better recently. They're above 500 again. That's basically it there. And that's basically it for that part of the wildcard race. Because those are really the only teams that you're worrying about. Because no one's really worried about the Padres. No, the Mets, they're done. And that's basically it. It's really just the Phillies, the Giants, the Marlins, the Reds, the Cubs. Even though I think the Reds and the Cubs are more fighting for the Central Division at this point. I need to see the lead for the Central Division for the Brewers. Now, the Brewers do have a nice game lead on the Reds and the Cubs. 3 games on the Reds and 3.5 on the Cubs. So we'll see how that goes. I think Milwaukee has been playing a lot better as of late. They're getting their run differential back up to positive, so that's definitely something to look at as the days go along. Interesting there, definitely. But yeah, if I'm looking at the chances to make the playoffs, the Phillies right now on ESPN, they're an 82% chance, so it rises by the day. So that's nice. That's nice. I think it was like 90% or something like that during like that, you know, winning stretch last week before they went into the losing. It was like around 90 or something like that. But of course it was going to drop when you lost 3 in a row. But, you know, still 82% chance. That's always good. It's always good. Because honestly, the rest of the teams around them, I don't know. The Marlins, they got another tough series upcoming with the Los Angeles Dodgers. They're going on the road there. And their schedule after that with the Dodgers, they lost the series to the Houston Astros. They won the series against the Yankees. But looking at their schedule still upcoming, Dodgers 3 in a row. So basically they're going to California for 6 games. 3 against Los Angeles, 3 against San Diego. They come back home to play Washington and Tampa Bay. Then they go on the road to play Washington 4 times. Then they're back at home against the Dodgers. So they're playing the Dodgers twice in this stretch. So that'll be difficult. They're playing the Brewers a lot, so that'll be difficult for them. The Braves as well. So yeah, their schedule definitely does get tough. But their schedule does even out at the end. They play the Mets and the Pirates. Basically the same type of way the Phillies do. They play the Mets 6 times and the Pirates to finish off the year, mixed in with the Brewers. If I'm looking at the San Francisco Giants to see how their schedule is going, with the way who they're going to be playing. So after this series against Tampa Bay, they're playing Atlanta. So that's definitely going to be a very tough series for them. So it's, for the Giants, it's Atlanta, Philadelphia, Atlanta. So that's a very tough stretch of 9 games there. They play the Reds after that. Then a 4-game series in San Diego. 3 games against Chicago. Then their schedule lightens up a little bit. 3 games against Colorado, 3 games against Cleveland, and 4 games in Colorado. 2 games against the Diamondbacks on the road. But then 7 of their last I would say 10 games are against the Dodgers. So 4 on the road in LA, 3 at home against San Diego, and 3 at home against Los Angeles to close out the year. That's definitely a very tough schedule to end the year off. I don't care what the Padres are, where they're at right now, but, they would still be a tough out if, they're looking to spoil a division rival. So we'll just wait and see. That's still, the end of the year we have to get towards. So, yeah, that's it. That's it for there. But, regards for this team. Got a nice win today. You end the losing streak. Get a day off tomorrow. We can enjoy, watch the Eagles preseason game in peace. And then you move on to the Nationals this weekend. So, if we're looking at the Nationals pitching matchup this week, I believe it is Lorenzen, Christopher Sanchez, and Ranger Suarez, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, exactly in that order. So, Lorenzen on Friday against Johan Adon, who is a bullpen pitcher, so it looks like they're using a bullpen game there. So we'll see how that goes. Christopher Sanchez is going to be going up against Jake Irvin. He is 3-5 out of 4.76 ERA. And then Ranger Suarez is going to be up against Trevor Williams, who the Phillies have been very familiar with this season. That game is going to be in Williamsport against, the Nationals. That's the neutral site game. So we'll see how that happens. That's an ESPN game as well. And we're going to be seeing, some, nationally televised games in the next few series. That ESPN game, like I said, for this Sunday. Then the following, the next weekend against the St. Louis Cardinals, they're going to have a game on Fox. And then that series against the Brewers, they're going to have a Fox game and a Peacock game. And that's the rest of the nationally televised games this season. Unless they make a difference and change the schedule there. So who knows? Ay. So we'll see what happens there. We'll see. It's always nice to get a win, though. Always nice to get a win. Did the Cubs lose? No, the Cubs won. Did they hit a walk-off shot? Because they were losing, I believe, 3-1 with 2 runners on base. So I'm assuming they hit a walk-off shot. That's what I'm assuming at this point. Let's see. I believe... Yep, it was a walk-off shot. What was it, Christopher Morel? Yep. Walk-off shot. Who was on the mound for them? I need to see this. Yep. 0 outs, 2 men on, and an opposite field shot for Morel. Interesting. So let's see. Let's see what happens here with this Phillies team moving forward. So let's get to the Anytime Hotline. We do have a voicemail here. It is, we got this voicemail actually halfway through the game. This was after Aaron Nola allowed the 2-run single with 2 outs to make it 4-2 Blue Jays. So we'll see what this guy has to say. He didn't leave his name, so I'm not sure who he is, but we'll listen to his frustration because I can see the transcript right here. He definitely isn't happy.
Okay, I think Aaron Nola needs to be cut. This guy is not putting them in any position to win. His pitches all just suck. I don't even think he's useless. I don't think he'll get a job after this year. He thought he could get like $30 million. Guess what? He won't have a job next year. I guarantee you he'll be unemployed at this time next year.
I don't think he'll be unemployed. There definitely will be people that are looking for his, line of work. He's like, regardless of how bad he's been this year, he's still an innings eater. He still goes deep in the ball games, even in the last couple of games he hasn't. But still, like over the course, he'll pitch over 200 innings this season. He's been one of the biggest workhorses in baseball for the last couple of seasons. So there definitely is some value to that, and teams will be intrigued. Do I think the Phillies will re-sign Aaron Nola? Probably not. Is he going to be making the money that he probably wanted? Probably not. Because the Phillies offered him a contract in the offseason. He rejected it because he thought he could make more. And he's definitely proving himself wrong. But yeah. I don't think he'll be unemployed, though. They're not going to cut him either. That's just stupid at this point of the year. Aaron Nola is bad, but he still has his uses. So, but I do appreciate the call, though. I do appreciate the call. Anyone who leaves it at the Anytime Hotline. We don't have a call from Sean today, so we'll get to the live feed before we end off this stream here. And yeah, we'll see what you guys have to say. David, how you doing, man? Finally, we came from behind when Nola looked lousy earlier, and finally Bryce has gotten his power stroke back. Yeah, that's really important. 2 home runs for Bryce. Uber important. I always said he was due to go nuclear this year at some point. Hopefully this is the beginning of it, because he had a lot of hard hits today. His single that he had was over 100 miles an hour off the bat. Both of the home runs were crushed. So hopefully this is a sign for Bryce to be going nuclear. And he does like hitting in Washington this, notoriously since, coming over to Philadelphia. So maybe this is, a sign of good things to come for Bryce. And we'll be seeing a lot of fun things with him. Hopefully that's the case, though. 3-game losing streak is over. Sad they have an off day tomorrow on my birthday, but we should play well against the Nationals, even at Nationals Park. Well, happy early birthday to you, David. I hope you enjoy it. You'll get to watch the Eagles tomorrow. You'll definitely get to do that. I also believe that every time Jake Cave gets a home run, the Phillies win. I'm sure that's the case. He hit a home run off Sandy earlier in the year. Hit the home run, I believe, against Washington during the series last week. And he hit the home run today, and they won all those games. So yeah, it's probably the case. Go Phils from Channel Name. How you doing, man? Marlins lost again. I did see that. Corey, I wonder if Jake Cave will play in the playoffs. We'll see what happens. Of course, he's swinging the bat good, once, Pache and Marsh are getting ready to come back. So we'll see how that works. We'll definitely see how that works. I'm sure someone will get sent down. Maybe it's Castro, because I know Pache doesn't have any options left. I'm sure Weston Wilson will get sent down. He doesn't seem like a guy that'll stay up for long. Had his nice little cup of tea, but he's a career minor leaguer. He's a journeyman for a reason. Shows you how impressed I am with Michael Lorenzen. Texas went into the 8th being no hit and lost it. Lorenzen was extremely impressive, and hopefully he shuts down the Nationals again on Friday. Yeah, he's had some time off through 124 pitches in that no-hitter, and he's basically got over a week off since his last appearance. So we'll see how, he had 2 really good outings to start his Phillies career. Let's see if he can get a third. I'll take a split against the Blue Jays in Toronto. We struggle up there for some reason. Yeah, they do. I don't know why. I've been seeing the stats throughout the game. Their numbers over the last couple of seasons has not been good. I think they broadcast actually said this is their first win in Toronto since 2018. So, yeah, struggling in Toronto specifically. Giants lost tonight, and the White Sox are beating the Cubs, so our wildcard rivals helped us out tonight. Well, the Cubs won, so sadly that's the case. I feel pretty confident that the Phillies will make waves in the postseason again. However, if we want another red October, the offense has to be a lot more consistent, scoring greater than holding runs. I do agree with that, Austin. This offense has a lot of potential. In the way that it went off at last year's postseason, it needs to happen again if they want to see success. One pitcher can blow up, but the entire offense can support a win, even if they score ends up being something ridiculous like 12-10 or 15-14. Yeah, this offense was made to do that. At least I have an Eagles game on my. Oh, nice! You're going to the Eagles game, so that's nice to see. David won't be unemployed. I hear they're looking for someone to throw hot dogs in the bleachers. I'm sorry, you're referring to Aaron Nola. Shows you that venting before a game is over is dumb. Anytime there can always be a comeback. Jesus. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, yeah, got yourself a nice win. It's all that matters there. It's all that matters. Nice win, and we'll see how they answer on Friday against Washington. I'm not sure what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm not sure if I'm, live stream during the Eagles game, maybe do something. I know Madden comes out tomorrow. I'm thinking of getting Madden. So maybe if I do, I'll do a live stream, playing Madden while watching the Eagles game, the preseason. Tomorrow against the Browns, I believe. So maybe we'll do that tomorrow night. We'll see how the day goes. I do plan on getting Madden, so maybe we'll just incorporate some Madden streams on the days off for the Phillies. And that's definitely something that I want to do more, over the course, when Philly seasons end and we're like, there's some off days, in between Eagles games, Flyers and all that stuff, Sixers, when there's off days in between all that stuff. Maybe I'll do some, stuff, on those off days, incorporating some gaming stuff here. Maybe that's something to think about. Definitely is. Ugh. Sorry about that. I had to sneeze. So, yeah, we'll definitely think about that. Maybe we'll do a stream tomorrow with Madden. Maybe we won't. Really just depends on everything there. So, I'll let you guys know. I'll keep you guys posted. So definitely, stay look out for Twitter, or just, stay posted to the YouTube live feed. Like, I'm not sure if I want to do it for Twitch. I used to have the Twitch, channel that I stopped using a little bit ago. Maybe I'll just keep it to YouTube and stuff, since that's where more you guys are from. I don't want, go to another platform and have you guys, look there. Even though I can always just post a link in the subscription feed, but I think just going live on YouTube is most likely easier. So we'll definitely figure it out for tomorrow, boys, but I appreciate you guys for joining the stream as always. So that's going to do it for tonight. Do not forget to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Don't forget to drop a like. Do not forget to hit that subscribe button. It does me a great deal of service. Join the TTP Sports family if you're new to the channel, or if you're a current subscriber, definitely recommend it to other people. I'll appreciate you for it. Also use the code TTPSports, $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. Great deal. Do not pass it up. Thank you once again, everyone, for joining tonight.